Now we are going to start chapter number 3 of market research. The title of the chapter is research design. There are 7 objectives that we are going to study in this particular chapter. The idea to break down the 7 objectives of the chapter number 3, we are going to start what is the definition of the research design. So you will be able to learn what is the research design at the end of this discussion. We are also going to study the classification of the research design. Then we are also deciding what is exploratory research, under which situation you have to conduct the exploratory research, what are the importance of the exploratory research, and many other things related to exploratory research. The 4th aspect is a descriptive research. Now under descriptive research we are going to discuss the cross-sectional research, longitudinal research, and advantages and disadvantages of the cross-sectional and longitudinal research. The 5th is we are going to discuss about the casual research. Now under that, first we will see what is casual research, when you are going to conduct the casual research, what are the situations under which it is necessary to conduct the casual research, and what things exactly you need to do in casual research. Next is relationship amongst the exploratory research, descriptive research, and casual research. Because all 3 are actually research, but there is a fundamental difference amongst these 3, and you need to understand what is the difference between exploratory research, descriptive research, and the casual research. Next is a potential sources of error. Now when we are conducting a research, there we are likely to make certain errors. So some errors are related to sampling and some errors are not related to sampling, so we can say it is a non-sampling error. Next one is we are going to decide the budget and schedule of the research project. In the last, we have to decide the marketing research proposal, how we are going to prepare it. So first of all, let us decide what is research design. If somebody will ask you, when you are conducting a research and somebody will ask you, what is your research design? He mean to say, what is the framework or a blueprint or a structure for conducting the market research project? What is your framework? Now, please understand the meaning of the framework. It specifies the precise details of procedure. Means when you are conducting a research, what is your step number 1? What is your step number 2? What is your step number 3? So when you put all these steps together, 1, 2 and 3, then you are explaining the research design. Now this is step 1, step 2 and step 3 for what? The step 1, step 2 and step 3 is required how you are going to collect the information. So when you give a detailed idea about how you are going to collect the research information, then it is known as research design. Now what is the good research design and bad research design? So first of all, let us understand the good research design. So people will say in a short sentences, the good research design means it is effective and efficient. Now what do you understand by the effective? Effective means doing the right thing. For example, when you are collecting the right sample, when you are asking the right question, when you are asking the question to the right respondent, then it is known as effective. And efficient means when you are performing the function in the best possible manner. The best possible manner means what? The resources, that is time and money, that is available to you is limited. Now with that limited time and money, if you are getting the maximum advantage from conducting a research, then you are efficient. So if your benefit is more than your cost, then you are efficient. Now opposite to this, if your sampling is not right, your question is not right, your analysis is not right, and you are spending more and you are getting at very less, then it is a bad design. So you understood what is the good research design. Now let us understand the uses of exploratory research and conclusive research. First of all, let us understand what is exploratory research. Exploratory research is a situation where the problem may have defined more precisely whatever the problem that you have at your hand. So first of all, you need to understand the problem itself. Unless you understand the problem in a much detailed way, in a much precise way and much clearer way, then you are not going to find out the solution. So if you want to understand the problem itself, for that you are trying to find out the relevant information, you are asking to the subject expert, you are asking to the different people, and to make sure whether you understand and you define the problem in a much clearer way, then you have to conduct the exploratory research. Exploratory research will help you to find out what are the relevant course of actions and what are the hypotheses. So it will help you to get the additional insight into the problem. We are only talking about the problem. So when your entire gamut of your research is revolved around the problem, then we are conducting the exploratory research. And please understand, before we develop the approach means how we are going to analyze, how we are going to put the information in a particular table or in a particular graph. So before we do that, we have to do the exploratory research. So exploratory research means to define the problem more clearly, to identify the relevant course of action, or to develop the hypothesis, or to get an additional insight into the problem itself. Then it is called exploratory research. Opposite to the exploratory research, or once you complete the exploratory research, then you have to go for the conclusive research. In a conclusive research, you are going to test the specific hypothesis, or you are going to examine the specific relationship between two variables, or when you are predicting something based on something, then it is known as a conclusive research. So to define more clearly or accurately about the problem of market research, you need to go for the exploratory research. To define the relative courses of actions, you have to go for the exploratory research. To formulate the hypothesis which research is design is conducted, you have to go for the exploratory research. Before deciding an approach means how you are going to analyze the data, which particular method you are going to use. So when you go for that, before that you have to conduct the exploratory research. To gain the additional insight into the problem itself, again we are talking about the problem, we are moving around the problem. So when we are moving around the problem, then it is known as exploratory research. But when you are testing a specific hypothesis, then we are doing a conclusive research. Or when you are establishing relationship between the two specific variables, then it is a conclusive research. Or when you are predicting the future course of action based on the present study, then it is known as the conclusive research. This is a framework or a blueprint of conducting the research project. So first of all, please understand, when you know how you are going to collect the data for your research project, that entire step-by-step approach is known as research design. Next, explain the difference between descriptive research and the casual research. So conclusive research means two things. One is descriptive research and second one is a conclusive research. Under the conclusive research, it includes descriptive research and casual research both. Descriptive research is used to describe something in a much detail. So when you want to elaborate and you want to discuss it out in a much detailed way, then you have to conduct the descriptive research. For example, if you want to know what is the market characteristics or what is the market function, then you conduct a research which is known as a descriptive research. In the casual research, we are going to collect an evidence regarding the cause and effect relationship. So one variable is a cause, another variable is a effect. For example, rain. Now where there is a good rain, there is a good crop. So more rain, more crop. So what happened? X is a rain and Y is a crop. So you can say X is an independent variable because rain is not dependent upon anything. It comes directly. So it is independent variable, and Y a crop which is totally dependent upon the rain. So crop is a dependent variable. Another example I can quote here is where there is a temperature rising, then people will consume more ice cream. So temperature is an independent variable, but the ice cream sale is dependent upon the temperature. So ice cream is a dependent variable. When you establish a relationship between these two, then it is known as a causal research. For example, the horizontal line over here is an independent variable, whereas the dependent lie on y, it is a dependent variable. So when something is rising, then you can say there is a positive relationship between the two, and something which is falling or a downward graph, then you can say there is a negative relationship. We will discuss further about this conclusive research in the next lecture. Thank you.